Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Magic Maggie and today we're talking about how to set boundaries. We're going to define what boundaries are, why they're important for your relationships, for yourself, and how you can set them. By definition, a boundary is a line that marks the limits of an area. Like a football camp, you have lines which define the camp that you play in. In relationships, boundaries are basically how you treat others and how you allow other people to treat you. Boundaries define whether people speak to you respectfully or they treat you in this like bro sis manner. Boundaries define whether people allow themselves to joke around you or if you say no to situations that you feel uncomfortable in. Even not getting involved in dramas or in other people's businesses is a boundary. Boundaries, as I said, are what are going to define your relationship with other people, and we often overstep them, feeling guilty and feeling that if we don't overstep our own boundaries, we're selfish or we're arrogant. We feel the need to be liked by everyone, so we often disrespect ourselves in turn. You must understand, however, that overstepping your own boundaries in the long term is going to escalate and turn on you. First off, you need to understand that other people will treat you like you allow them to. I'm going to give you a pretty recent example that happened to me. I was speaking to a friend by chat and I was joking around with him basically, and he allowed himself to call me monkey in a sort of a joke way. I decided to handle the situation by basically telling him, "Oh, you mean princess?" or something like that. And he immediately understood that I did not want to be called a monkey. So he immediately changed the way he spoke to me. In order to learn how to set boundaries, you must understand the type of behavior that you want to be displayed towards you. You can even write it down or reflect on it. It's going to help you a lot. Another thing that you need to define is how a person that has these boundaries behaves. What's their demeanor? What I mean by that is, if someone doesn't like to be hugged or touched, they're not going to go around openly high-fiving everybody, handshaking everybody. They're going to have a much more close body language because that is their boundaries. They don't want to be approached in a physical manner. If your boundaries includes not getting into other people's dramas or not being involved in said dramas, then if you smell gossip or if anyone tries to involve you, then you're immediately going to remove yourself from the situation. You need to understand that the moment that someone crosses their boundary, they need to be told. Do not expect people to kind of understand your boundaries without you communicating them. You don't need to be rude to people in order to communicate those boundaries. You simply need to let them know in a very calm manner. People tend to be very understanding. For example, in my case, I said to that person, "Hey, do you mean call me a princess?" And he caught on very quickly. He understood that my boundary was not calling me weird things. If the wrongdoer, however, isn't as bright and doesn't catch on at first attempt, then you either need to be a little bit more direct or you need to cut them off completely. You do not allow these behaviors. Just like I gave the example of a football camp. When a footballer or the ball goes out of the camp, they're immediately punished. It is how the game goes. You either keep the rules or you're out. Now lastly, I want to talk a little bit about setting boundaries with yourself. These boundaries are maybe the hardest to keep, but the most important because those boundaries define your relationship with yourself. Once you set those boundaries, they are laws. You are not allowed to break them. Once you agree that, for example, you're never going to talk to yourself badly again or not put yourself down, then you need to comply because trust me, otherwise you're going to have this feeling of guilt constantly coming back at you because you disrespected yourself. Disrespecting your own boundaries means putting yourself down, and that does not help with your self-confidence. It does not help you with feeling like you are someone that you can trust. And most importantly, having set boundaries for yourself that you do not allow yourself to talk back to yourself, for example, will not allow other people around you to do the same that. What is within will also reflect outwards because you will not allow this behavior. Lastly, to discover your boundaries, You need to explore, and if you need to look on Pinterest, I do not care, but do that. Do everything you can to explore what is allowed with you and what is not allowed with you. And the things that are not allowed, you're going to have to learn to say no to them. Let me know what your boundaries are and what boundaries you want to uphold for yourself. And if you like this video, like, subscribe, share with your friends, and leave a comment down below because I love talking to you. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.